this is another abstraction on top of RDDs in case of Spark SQL. So we have got three things: RDD, data frames, right? RDD, if you talk about, they are actually from the SQL point of view, they are schemaless, right? I mean, you cannot run a query like select, star from my RDD. Data frames have a schema. You can register them as the tables so that you can, utilize your SQL skills by running the queries like this. Yeah. And data sets is the new API actually, which came, I guess, Spark 1.6. You'll have to check out the exact version. It's 1.6 only. Yeah. Which is a higher level abstraction. Now, the only difference between data frame and data sets is, although there is a whole lot of debate around the performance of these both data frame and data sets, right? There is no clear cut benchmarking as such. If you go to Databricks or any other Spark official website, they both say the same thing, that there is no proper benchmarking yet. But since data sets is very rich API and this is type safe, the main advantage of using it is type safe. Suppose if you registered a data frame which has got suppose two columns like ID comma name, yeah, and you want to run a query on this, that suppose df.select was age greater than 20. Now this data frame schema does not have a column named age. Yeah, this will throw you an exception. All right, this will throw you an exception. Whereas in case of data set, since this is type safe, the similar case will just give you an error. I mean, your application will not be abrupted because of this. This will simply show you, okay, age is not present in that particular data set. That's it. So the limitation of data frame is they are not type safe. They don't support the compile time safety. So what is the problem of this? If you are not aware about the structure of your data, or the schema of your data frame, you'll not be able to work on that. You'll not be able to manipulate the data if you're not aware about the structure of it, right? That is the main problem. So let me show you an example of this. It's loading. It's coming up. All right, so go to the shell. Now I'll show you how it is not type safe. So I'll create a data frame. Let me first create a case class. Case class. Now let me create a data frame out of this. So I can say it's hang gone into the hung state. But the VM has not stopped yet. Let it come back. That's why this is also not working, because I have not performed any operation, major operation, just created a case class. Meanwhile, let me explain this here. What I'll do, I'll create a case class, uh, employee, giving it a schema as a name, as a string, and the age as integer, right? I want to create a data frame. So the data frame I can create from some sort of uh, list or sequence. So let me say EMP RDD. Let me give it a name. Later I'll push this on the terminal only. Let me write the code right now so that we don't waste the time. Make RDD, and I'm creating a sequence of this particular employee. Yeah. So give employee name, suppose Adam. Age, let's keep 30. Let's add one more employee in this employee. uh, Give it a 25. Here goes my employee. Here goes my sequence, and here goes my make RDD. Right. That creates an RDD for me. Now out of this RDD, I can create a data frame. So I can simply say I could have created a data frame here also to df. Yeah. Let me give it a name, employee data frame. Now, if I try to say like this, EMP data frame, suppose I want to put a filter and say, suppose A, and A dot, suppose take some other column which is not present in the schema. Yeah. This will actually give an exception to, right? All right. This is similar to parallelize. Haven't we used it earlier? Make RD parallelize on the Spark context. You see if it has come. yet. I think I made a mistake by closing this. Okay, so at least it has defined the case class. We take the code from here out of this and not be able to work properly on this shell. But I think the idea should be clear to you that if I try to access some field which is not available, this will give me an exception here. Whereas in case of data set, I could have used this. This will never give me an exception. This is type safe. It is simply show you an error that the column salary is not present in the schema. Yeah, that is a major difference between the data frames and data sets. Although API is completely different, yeah, but few operations are similar, like show, select. Yeah, the way we are working on data frames. Similarly, we can work on uh, data sets as well, right? As for the documentation, also it is said actually that it is optimized, but there are no such benchmarking actually. These are just APIs. RDD is also an API. They have written the API for you. You can use it, right? Similarly, data frame is an API. Those who are familiar with SQL part, they can use a data frame so that they can utilize your SQL like skill set. So these are just APIs, right? The difference is definitely there in their implementation, how they've implemented, what is their optimization techniques that have been used, in the background. Yes, we can use it per base. We can use a SQL-like queries on dataset as well as on data frames. On that, if you see where it has reached, it has not even created the data frame yet. These data sets you can actually create in two ways. Data set, then you can create it manually, yeah, like this, or from some file. You can convert a data frame to data set as well as RDD to data set, provided there is a schema around it, right? Maybe using some case class. So Rajendra, this question is very subjective actually. When we go for data set, I mean there is no concrete rule. I have seen implementations where people don't even go for data frame and data sets. They use the RDDs only, and they get pretty much good optimized queries. I worked on a project where we were using Spark and Cassandra. So rather than going for data frame and data set, because data frame was also new that time. So we have done the complete implementation using RDDs. And after that, once the data frame came into the picture, we did a POC on data frame, and we found that in our case, RDDs were better, pretty much optimized. But optimization is also man-made. I mean, the API whosoever is written, they have written the optimization accordingly. They use some algorithms, some engines to optimize that. Similarly, the same thing you can do with RDDs also, right? So, I mean, this is very subjective to answer that which one should we go for. Uh, that can be said. I mean, see, the data set doesn't provide the APIs for everything right now. Yeah, but with newer versions of Spark, it's pretty much matured. It is only available right now in Scala and Java actually. Python, I think Python and R are not supported yet, as per Spark 1.6. Maybe Spark 2.2 or the newer versions, they would have come up with the stable APIs for Python and R. That we'll have to check out on their official websites. Okay, so the VM is closed now. Let me now see what it says. A dot salary. Let me run this. It should have shown the exception here. What is EMPTF? That's data frame. Let me now check this with this one. This is showing me error. Could be because of the newer version of Spark I'm using here. Otherwise, it should have been the exception rather than that. Let us check with the dataset as well. What dataset says here. So let me create the dataset. Well, to DF. Okay. And out of this data frame, I can create a data set. I can say, well, my DS, it's a type of data set, and it would be EMP type of data set. And that's how from the data frame you can create a data set. I can say EMP df dot. Let me see. Okay, I have not imported the packages actually, right? Oh, not able to identify where data set is. Apache.Apache.Spark dot SQL, and let me create a SQL context. Let's see. So I've got the SQL context as well. Okay, now let me try this. Yeah, it has created the data set now. And if I say the filter on the same, filter on the basis of a dot suppose salary. So both the cases actually are showing the error. Yeah, could be because of the newer no, Spark that I'm using. Might have come up with the same thing in data frame as well. But majorly is the uh, API difference. The implementation is different, right? Okay, so now let me quickly. We have seen how we can create the data set. So two ways to create a data set. Either you can manually create it the way we have created right now. Out of a data frame, we can say as and provide the schema information there. So EMP was my schema. You can also create it from a file. So suppose if you have some maybe some CSV or JSON file, using that file you can directly create a data set, right? So let me see if I have some file available here on which I can create a data set. Let me create it from a CSV file. Do I have some CSV file here? Okay, this one. So let me create a case class. Department, give it a name ID, which is string, and then give department string only. So I've created a and then I can say its type is data set and the schema is department. Yeah, and then we use SQL context which I created on text. What was my SQL content? Okay, it's SQL content. You may recall this we did when we were doing the Spark SQL part when we were trying to load a CSV file, right? So we do have a header here. So header is true. Then other option would be option. What is the delimiter here? My delimiter is comma. So I can say delimiter option For a schema, should infer the schema of this. That's true. What do you want to load? I want to load the CSV file. Provide the path. It's available on the C Scala procs. Then T file t1.csv. Dot. You need to provide the schema information. The department was my schema, my case class, right? This has created my data set. Now this particular data set, I have different operations that are available. Right? Select is also there, show is there, for each, other transformations are available. Yeah. So that was the data that we loaded from CSV. So by loading the file directly, we can get a data set, right? So that's about the data sets.
I'm sure you enjoyed learning from this video. Please like the video, and if you have any doubts regarding this video, please comment us in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos. Do look out for other related videos in our playlist. For more information, visit our website now. Keep learning with Intellipaat.